As dark forces infiltrated their communities, women began to doubt their inherent wisdom. They stopped standing up for the interior life, for the truth of their emotions. In ever so subtle ways, women began to close their hearts, betraying all the vital feelings that come with the messy, paradoxical nature of life, joy and sadness, love and loss, light and dark. Slowly, inexorably, the only wisdom that counted was linear, right and wrong, rational thought. Logic buried the voice of the heart. Living only in their heads, people lost their sacred connection with their physical bodies. And soon, women's bodies were no longer revered, but abused. People everywhere spent most of their days indoors, stuck in their minds, forgetting their bond with the natural world and her instinctual wisdom. Without the voice of the heart or the voices of the earth, human beings became blindly arrogant and selfish. As women trusted their wisdom less and less, they abandoned the vow to protect the interior life of their families, communities, and workplaces. Soon, the only direction that people valued was outward, towards activity and accomplishment, work and doing, always doing. The essential inner life of the imagination was now considered unnecessary and in the way of progress. With no interior to balance the exterior, things became faster and more externally driven. With this constant outer speed, people could never get enough, and they began to take more and more from each other and from the earth as the fundamental need for silence, solitude, slowing down, and contemplative practice was lost. Men, women, and children all became hungry ghosts, dying of emotional and spiritual starvation. Finally, one of the wisest and eldest grandmothers had an important dream. In her dream, she entered an ancient sacred chamber where her entire female lineage was gathered. On the floor, there was a giant yin and yang pattern, symbolizing the cosmic balance between the masculine and the feminine. But the yin and yang were no longer in balance. Now the yang dominated almost the entire symbol, and the yin was disappearing before her eyes. The wise grandmother saw that all the women in her lineage were weeping. And then her own mother turned to her and said, ever so tenderly, "You must return to the house of the Great Mother and take back the imprint of your conscious feminine. You must go and balance the pattern again." Grandmother awoke from her dream state, that realm of the unconscious where the royal feminine reigned supreme. Now she felt strong and clear. She understood that the loss of her wisdom was a complex mixture of both what had been stolen from her, but also what she herself had abandoned and betrayed. She must rally the other women to take back what was theirs. Part 3, taking back our wisdom.